opportunity. So let's go. Our speaker, I like to call her the Happy Employee Coach, which is what she's known as on most social media platforms. Well, her name is actually Neka Jethro Irobe. That's her name. And she's a senior manager with a professional services firm in Lagos. I happen to have worked in the same organization as her myself. She, of course, a more senior colleague. And I learned so much by just watching her from a distance. She was that kind of employee that she actually embodies what she teaches, which is having that full work experience, having that full life, even as an employee, all right? As a HR professional, all right, she enjoys her work. She definitely does, all right, and career, which has been spanning for over a dozen years. Now, this is one of my favorite parts about her. She's happily married to the product of office romance, brethren. Just maybe we can get her to drop some tips. I've been saying that I'll bring her specifically for a session on this because these days you have to open your eyes. You have to know how these people did it. But yes,
I agree.
She's married to, her husband and her met in the same firm. Yes, so she's a product of office romance, and she combines marriage, motherhood, ministry, and money making in her adventurous journey of life. All right. Okay, I see you, Stella. Thanks. She, according to her sister meets brother. Yes, so my dear, you know how it goes. She's my sister, and he's my brother. Well, we have to bring her for a special session on this. Yeah, our speaker is here. Yay. So let me wrap this up quickly so she can go right ahead. Like I already said, she's an advocate of having a happy employee relationship or employee-employer relationship, being a happy employee. And she speaks on various topics to embody that, Okay, just confirming, is my audio good? Stella, is my audio good?
Yes, great. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, just confirming, thanks. So Neka believes that the principles to be happy at work are universal and can be learned. And she loves to share these via IG live sessions, seminars, webinars, and company events. She advocates that career professionals must be deliberate about building respectful and rewarding relationships with their bosses through proven frameworks and strategies. Neka loves to cook, swim, create word games, and teach/counsel others. She creates puzzles on IG through her Find It Bible Games platform. And she can be, because we're going to share her handles immediately after this session. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, in the interest of time, Neka will be speaking till about 9 p.m. and then we'll take questions. So just like Stella said, if you have questions, like as she's sharing, you're thinking about your boss and you're like, checking in my work. You want to press in a little bit, and ask her something, feel free to have your question ready. Once it's time, Stella will be back here to facilitate the Q&A session, because answering your questions is very, very key to the learning experience, right? So have them ready, but please pay attention and let's keep the chat box active as she's sharing, because some people may have audio issues, here and there. There are points, there are tips, there are 7 points tonight. So let's see who's going to be the fastest finger dropping those points and making sure that everybody follows through. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, can I see your drum rolls in the chat box? Can I see your shouts? Okay, Stella is shouting on all our behalf. So let the rest of you, chat box, please. Some energy as we bring up the one and only, the phenomenal, the fabulous. Yeah, I see Favor giving the claps with her reactions. Yes, ready to go. I love that. I love that response. Ready to go. All righty. So at this point, I'm looking for a speaker. I know she's here. Okay, she's sharing her screen already. So I'm just going to pin her up here while I unpin Ian. I and Stella will go to the back seat for now. Actually, front row, back seat-ish.
Good evening, everyone. I am so sorry for joining late. let me apologize first of all. So my second child, my first daughter, her nursery school graduation is today. I
That's
didn't realize and calculate well when I was accepted to come. So that's why I joined late. So it was in between. Can mommy just let her just dance a little bit and then let's start going home because mommy needs to be here by 8. And then I get home and then I have to do mommy duties. So dinner has to be sorted out a little bit. So that's why. But I'm really excited to be here. I like the energy that I met as I came in. So guys, please, I need the energy. You will be helping me by giving me the energy, you know. And yes, so because of in the interest of time, I'm just going to go straight into it. I'm not going to waste time asking a couple, but I mean, we all know that the session is being recorded. What I want to say is this as we go in, right? I don't want to waste time. Take note of this. I usually like to start sessions like this by asking people, where do you spend the most part of your waking hours? Many of us don't even pause to be aware of this question, right? Where we ask ourselves, where do you spend the most part of your waking hours? I'm not saying your hours in a day, I'm saying the hours you're alert, the hours your eyes are open. Most of that time is spent at work. All right. And so I'm really passionate about people making the most of those hours because really that's your life. I don't know how else to explain it, right? I mean, almost honestly, almost literally, your work is literally your life. So when we say work-life balance, like it's another place we are going to, I don't know about that, right? I feel like your work is your life, really. So if you are then not happy in this place where you spend the most of your waking hours, then there's a problem. And that is where my journey started, right? So in sharing with people how to really be happy at work, I realized that many people are not. So please, just borrow me the next 30 minutes. I'm not going to spend time introducing myself. I always just, let me just mention to you guys that thankfully, over the last 5 years, this my book, Find It Bible Games, has done 10,000 copies. I am a mom of 3 beautiful children and not counting. So I'm done with that journey. Yes, so let me just say that. My promise to you today is that you'll be able, 2 things I want to just for you to stand out. You will get some part of your arsenal loaded, right, on how to secure your promotions. And then you'll be able to build a profile that commands respect at work. All right, a profile that commands respect at work. There's something about that. If you've worked longer than a year, you will know that some people that people just look at and just respect them. And there are others that were not quite sure where you stand. So I'm going to give you some 7 things, and it's actually more than 7, but let's get on with it. Okay. From Monday, today's Thursday, from tomorrow, but from Monday, if you begin to do even 2 of these 7 things, just two, you will definitely send us a testimonial saying, yes, something has changed. Just two. I have people who have reached out to me where I first did this class and they're like, goodness gracious, a lot has transformed for me. All right. So I have point 0 because I want to do 8 points, not 7. So point 0. The first thing I want to talk to you today about, and I usually like to start all my speaking engagements from here, is number 1, reconstruct your definition of employment. I'm mindful of time. I'm not going to go into it so much, but let me explain to you. Many of us go to work as if we are second fiddles, as if being an employee is a bad thing, as if you are less of a human being and you are less intelligent because you're an employee. Many of us sit back, ask yourself, think about it. Somewhere in the subconscious, in your mind, you feel as if you're not as fortunate as the person who is holding down a business. And I'm not even here to diss business people or anything. It's not even about that. It's about your mindset and the approach to this thing that is a source of livelihood, this thing that's a source of where you spend a good portion of your time. Remember, this job, this work, this career, you spend a good portion, over 70% of your waking hours at and around work. Right, guys? And then this is something that feeds you. So you can't be there and be thinking subservient. You can't be there and be thinking, I am not that great. You just can't. And so I am passionate about this. All right. I am really passionate about this. I want to say to you, okay, that an employee is a partner. I see myself as neck and sons, even though I have only one son, but neck and sons. All right. I see myself as a builder, a support system to my employer. I am a service provider, and I am an incredibly gifted person. I am not less of a human being because I'm an employee. I am not to be treated as trash. I'm not a second-class citizen because I'm an employee. I am not. If there's anything, one thing I really want you to take away from here today is, who am I as an employee? Are you carrying yourself with that presence, okay, that suggests that I know who I am? Are you, or are you engaging at work like, I'm not too smart, that's why I'm an employee? I'm not really dear. Ask yourself this question this evening. This is one major thing I want you to start from. Who are you as an employee? You are a business partner. You're a builder. I say to those who listen to my lives that you are a genius. And please type it. Let's even type it. Everybody just affirm this, okay? And if I don't take anything away from, if you don't take anything away from here, please do this affirmation. I am genius, building greatness with my employer. Everyone, let me hear that go in the chat box. I am genius, building greatness with my employer. I want to hear you write this in the chat box. I want to see it. I am genius, building greatness with my employer. Let me see you affirm this to yourself. I am genius, building great. And this is not a perspire to inspire. Let me share something with you. My mid-year evaluations for my office happened in April. Christina, you know that that's when it happens for us, right? And my immediate supervisor asked me, Neka, just give us a list of some of the things that you have done, some of the projects you have supervised in the last 6 months. I took it a step further. I listed the projects I've supervised and I put the monetary value of those projects. When I did that, I said to myself, oh, Neka, you're doing great things here. Many of you have not even stopped to ask yourself, what am I even building? What have I done? As in, I paused, I was like, so you brought in so much value? And I like the energy. I like the energy here. Well done, guys. You are genius, building greatness with your employer. You must believe this. You must live it. If you believe that you're genius, how you carry yourself, how you carry your ideas, how you position yourself, the way you conduct yourself at work will be different. So you are genius, building greatness with your employer. You are not less human. You're not less intelligent. You are not less because you're an employee. Here are some benefits of being an employee: the skills you learn, the pay you will get, your career growth, relationships, and can build a brand while you are there. I'm not going to go into this. If you want to learn more about this, I have a webinar that has words. It's a webinar where I broke down each of the skills. Personally, I was saying to someone today that when I tell people that I've written 2 books that have sold 10,000 copies, I tell them it's human beings that bought those books. It's not spirits. And it's people that, more than 80% of the people that bought those books are people I met at work, either my colleagues or people who I met through work relationships. So I am big on work relationships. As a millennial on this call, don't go to work feeling as if I'll mind my business, not talking to anybody. I come in here, I do my work, I work away. No, don't do that, right? Don't do that. Don't carry yourself like, oh, no. Let's face our work. We just come in here, we just do our work and go. You are doing yourself. Oh. I wish I can give you endless examples of how being a human being with people that you meet at work has saved me on enormous number of occasions. All right. So relationships are big for me. And then you are growing your career. You are becoming known for something. Because sometimes, and anybody who is doing business and doing well, who had a 9 to 5, even for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, will tell you that the fact that they had that 9 to 5 was a game changer, to their successful entrepreneurial journey. It was a game changer. Anyone that will tell you the truth, they will tell you this. So point 1, respect. What does respect mean to your boss? Let me share a story. I had some kind of altercation with a junior team member some years back. All right. And I had to get a colleague to step in to resolve the issue. And while the person was trying to resolve the issue, the junior team member was like, everything is not about respect. Neka is always going on and on about respect. And this, my senior colleague, sorry guys, my camera is moving. I'm actually in my guest room. I had to just run in here to sit. So that's why. So my senior colleague said to the person that if you know what's important to somebody, then give it to them. It's not harming you. Respect. Do you know what it means to your boss? Do you really know? To your manager? Many of us, sometimes when we deal with our managers, we deal with them like, they're not too know, they're not too sabi like that, you know, they're not too really, really sabi, you know, they don't really, really get it. You know, somehow, somewhere at the back of your mind, you feel like you are better than them. Even if by any possible standard you have assessed and you have valid reasons to feel like you're better than your boss, you should treat your boss with respect. If you want them to like you, if you want them to respect you, you must treat them with respect. Let me just give this bonus tip here. I say to people, if you hate your boss knows. Tell me if you agree with me or not in the chats. If you hate your boss knows. Do you agree? Let me know. Yes, I agree. No, I disagree. Let me know.
Yes, I
If
agree.
you agree, excellent. Let me know. Let me know in the chats. If you hate your boss knows. You know why it's sad and why it's disadvantageous? Because your boss may have two reactions. They may either ignore that hatred or punish you and get petty. They either you disagree, Emmanuel. I wish we had time for us to engage. Just type in the chat box why you disagree. But I will explain to you why I think so. When you walk into a room and someone is, hey, I don't know, how else will I say this thing? Not that it's not Nigerian English. I would say it's in Nigerian English, and I know you guys will get those who don't get it. I don't know. Help, God will help us. And when you walk into an event and someone is eyeing you, you know what it means for someone to eye you? And someone is eyeing you. Do you know? Tell me. When you walk into a room and somebody's eyeing you, will you know? Just tell me. Oh, I like the disagreements I'm seeing. I wish we had more time, but let me just know. For those who have disagreed, Emmanuel Uche, when you walk into a room and someone is eyeing you, I hope you understand eyeing. Christina, can you tell me what is eyeing somebody in contemporary English? I don't know what that is in contemporary English right now, but you will know, right? You will feel it. So when you tell me that you hate
rolling their
somebody,
eyes at you.
rolling their eyes ahead or staring at you, you feel it. You don't need to see them. Something just pulls you in the direction, and maybe you just turn and then your eyes jam their eyes. So if you feel that in a place where you walk into a strange place, how will someone that you interact with for 8 hours, 7 hours, 10 hours in a day, 4, 5 days in a week, sometimes 6 days in a week, they will know. So it's really, really important. Staring with contempt. Thank you, Abraham. That is just so beautiful. Yes, scowling at you. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So that is why I say to people that, right, if you don't like your boss knows. Demonstrate your respect for them. Be verbal about it. Acknowledge your values, their values. Watch your tone. Acknowledge their experience. Someone has worked for you one more year than you have worked. Acknowledge their values. Acknowledge their values. Acknowledge their experience. Don't call carrying yourself like waiting in no self. What does this person know that I don't know? Don't do that. Don't do that. So for me, I think number one is respect. So number 0 or number 1, the main 1 is how when you go to work in the morning, what do you think you're going to do? Are you approaching that office from a place of regrets and wishing that, oh, I wasn't an employee? Or are you approaching exactly, Bolutife, thank you, right? Women's intuition kicking, 100%. I completely agree with that assertion, okay? So don't go to work with a thwarted or a warped definition of employment. Don't go to work feeling less of a human being. Don't go to work feeling like you're unfortunate because you're an employee. Don't do that. Stop it. Consciously get up in the morning. I saw a clip by Steve, what's the guy that does this talk show? The American Steve. It's Steve Harris that coming to my mind. Harvey, thank you, Steve Harvey. We were talking about someone who was calling him for like 37 or 38 days, every morning asking him, you will have a great day, you will have a great day. Do you understand? So yes, it's Harvey, thank you, Stella. Also. So it's really important. Go to, as in, Kai, sometimes I feel like I wish there's an injection I can give all employees. Like just give everybody that injection. Come and get vaccine. Like get to work feeling like I am genius, like I am special. Oh my. Let's move. Let me not spend time there. Point 2, know your work. In my book, Why Your Boss Prefers Your Colleague, I delve deep into this, the importance of knowing your work. See, I won't lie to you, right? I've worked 14 years. So I've been a subordinate, and I am a supervisor, I'm a manager, all that now. If you know your work, it changes some things. It brings respect. There's some people that I have done. What if people say he wants the injection? Oh God, right? There's some people I've worked with, right? And they just know the work. I just want to be around. I just want to be with them as a boss. And I have been in situations. We want the vaccine. We need to create this vaccine, Christina. Oh my goodness. So that place where somebody just knows their work. There's just something about it. And it's even in the basic things, guys. It's not even necessarily in so-called big things. When I talk, right, I recently changed divisions, okay, in at work. And some of the things that someone said to me was, Neka, the way you present, you simplify things. I'm not someone that will use big bogus when I'm explaining something to somebody, right? So I will break it down so that you understand it. I'm not, but you need to really know your job. Why were you hired? Why were you hired? Deliberately build knowledge about the job and the company. Deliberately build knowledge about your job and be deliberate. Like this thing I'm doing, and I usually use the basis of examples. The cleaner. I tell people when I'm talking to HR, I say, let the cleaner know that if a visitor comes to this office and the toilet is dirty, right? They won't say cleaner XYZ in XYZ company is dirty. They will say this company is dirty. So I break it down that way for HR people. So I'm saying to you, deliberately, why were you hired? Pursue feedback, seek clarifications. Be deliberate about saying, I really want to do this thing well. Be deliberate about that. Don't leave things to chance. Don't just say, when you want to tell me to do that, I will do. No. It is a team goal. How does your own work fit into that team goal? How can you repolish your own output so that it fits seamlessly, easily into that team goal? Okay? And document your victory so that you can build confidence. I can sit on this one. Document your victory so that I can sit on it. Trust me. All right. Number 3 point, align with your boss's work style. Deliberately observe their dress style. Observe boundaries. Some people are happy to discuss their children, others are not. Observe boundaries. I'm a very open person. I'm an open book. Like anything happen in my life, my team members know, right? So, but some people are not like that, and it's fine. It's neither good nor bad. It's just observe boundaries. Some people don't talk about religion. Don't necessarily push and go there. Look at how they like to communicate. I remember in a session with some people like 2-3 months ago, and a very senior person, in fact, a contemporary reached out to me and said, Neka, thank you. I recently changed my boss, and I realized this person will expect me to send an email and still call. My former boss was fine with emails, and I used to get angry. But you just woke up in me a consciousness that instead of getting angry, just call them instead of sending an email and make things easy. How does your boss like to communicate? Is your boss someone that will come into the pool, the office and just, hey, everybody? Or is your boss someone that really just likes their space, is quiet, is cool? You understand? Speak the tricks of the trade. I put up a reel, on my page, on the Happy Employee Coach page, where I said a team member observed me having a call with a client. And this said to me, Neka, you had a series of calls. This particular call, you used Ma. The other call, you didn't use Ma. Why? What was the difference? Why did you do that? And I said, just asking me that question not only warmed me up to this person, but made me even sit back and say, as a junior team member, are you observing your boss? Are you observing how they like to work? Are you observing how they like to work? Are you observing their own nuances? Are you seeing how they like to work? Are you paying attention? Right? Tricks of the trade. I have a boss, one of my current bosses, when he really wants to make like a very serious phone call, he will stand up from his desk and start pacing. His tone will know that, this is a very serious call this guy is making now. Are you paying attention? Are you really paying attention? Okay. Number 4 point is announce your value. Announce your value. Okay. Announce your value. Announce your value. Blow your trumpet. Minding your business is letting your boss know that you're doing the business right. You must use positive feedback to your advantage. So I put up a reel. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I put up a reel and I said that I was, yesterday was 2 days ago it was public holiday, I think. And if this is making sense, let me know. put it up in the Telegram, let people know that the class is on, that is making sense, making value, getting value from this. Put it up and let people know where you are. Let people know. So I put up I did a reel yesterday, no, on Tuesday morning, where I said I typically don't work weekends or public holidays, but I am working this weekend and my boss is going to know. Now, I said, and I gave a tip, right? I gave a tip where I said one way to do that is to make sure that when you do work extra hours, send an email on the output. Another thing I do is I talk about it formally and informally. If I work late today is Thursday, and I get to work on Friday morning, maybe somewhere around 10, I may just exaggeratedly yawn, like, Omo, I had to work till like 11 to finish that thing, so I could send it to you. I may have to close early today, so that's demonstrates. Because see, one of the things in my experience that I found that frustrates people is that place where they are, where they feel like their boss doesn't see the value that they're bringing to the table, how hard they are working. We want to be recognized for our efforts. It's human nature. I do that, to be honest. We all want to be recognized for our efforts beyond the results. All of us without fail, all of us want to be recognized for the value that we bring to the table. So how are you communicating? Document and talk about your achievements, positive feedback. Be visible at office events. Share examples, share case studies. Do you understand? We all want to be recognized. It's human. My first daughter would say, she would do something really powerful, good, and she would just say, Mommy, I tried, right? And I'm like, yes, you tried. We all have that innate desire to be recognized. Nobody wants to work so hard and not get recognized. No. Blow your trumpet. Do you even know what you are even good at? Do you know? Do you know what you are good at? Do you know what part of a job you are really good at? It's part of knowing your work. Do you know? Are you conscious of it? Are you aware? I can stay here forever, but let's move. Grow you. Become bigger. Literally feed your career. Like as you're eating in the morning, and feed your career. Feed your career. Deliberately feed your career. Personal development, professional associations, knowledge sharing. I find that when you share what you know, that knowledge is cemented, that knowledge expands. I don't know if it happens to you guys, but for me, when I teach what I know, my knowledge expands. My career, what that thing that I know that I've taught somebody, how do I say this? I know it afresh. I don't know if that makes sense. I know it in a different way. Feed your career. Then present yourself better. I remember that after I had my second baby, when I resumed work, before I resumed work, I was deliberate about, I'm going to get new outfits, do new wigs, stuff like that. About a week or 2 or 3 into my resumption, my boss says to me, this is a new necker. Present differently. I wrote a post, and I think I'm going to even do that post again, mistaken identity, where a client, right, called me and said they wanted to speak to a manager in my team, as in where I work. And they were describing this person. I said, the person is not a manager. They said, no, the person is a manager. I say, the person is not a manager. I say, the person is I say, Shebi, I'm the one that is in the office. I'm telling the person not a manager. You say he's a manager. Okay, how do we do it? Because of how this person carried themselves. That is why this was considered a manager. So present yourself well. As in, respect yourself. I was hesitant to say respect yourself because in the context in Nigeria, say respect yourself. Many of us see it as, self-control and stuff. No, I'm saying look at yourself and say, for this genius that I am, I need to package myself differently. I need to present differently. This genius that I am, no. Genius is this special person doesn't work. People don't walk about like this. Then be deliberate about building relationships with senior colleagues. Be deliberate. Say hello. I'm giving you tips. Deliberately, when you enter the elevator, say hello. Go and meet them. How is it going? Oh, I saw the publication. I saw that you are doing this. Just ask. Sincerely ask. Ask them. I've worked with people and I ask them, why have you been in this firm for so long? Why did you come to us? Create conversation. Learn from them. All right? Then, number 6, really sincerely wish your boss well. Sincerely wish your boss well. Sincerely wish your boss well. No backstabbing. If you're a person of faith, if you're a Christian like me, pray for your boss. If they know Jesus, that they will come to know Jesus better. If they don't know Jesus, that they will grow in that, they will come to know him. Proactively push their growth. Genuinely want the best for them. Remove negative labels. I did a reel yesterday or so where I said one of the things that is that you are the one that suffers the most from the negative label that you give your boss. Your boss is wicked, your boss is wicked. You're the one that is suffering the most. I'm telling you the truth. Think about it. You are the one that suffers the most. Your boss doesn't affect them as much as it affects you. So remove those negative labels. Pray for them. No backstabbing. Don't do it. No gossiping. Don't do it. Don't do it. Pray for them. Sincerely push their growth. What is it that you know that their own boss wants? Don't be that person that feels like you need to go and badmouth your boss. See, I had to report one of my bosses before. After reporting the person, I went to go and meet them. I've reported you. The person was shocked. I said, you did something that upset me so much. I broke down crying. I went to the bathroom to go and cry. Unfortunately, your own boss met me in the bathroom and said, what's going on? And because I was the person that I saw, I blotted out that, ha. This boy said, hey, sorry. So I went and I said, okay, I've reported you. So genuinely wish them well. Don't be that person who is trying to usurp authority, that person who is questioning their authority. Don't be that person. Do you understand? Then pursue team goals. Pursue team goals. As in, don't just do your work and say, I'm done, I'm gone. Nah. Don't be that person. Pursue team goals. Share what you do for the team to move forward. What are the critical success measures for the team? What are the critical success measures for the team? Share what you know for the team to move forward. Share what you know. Be deliberate about being that person that researches and you want to know what's next. Where are we? How are we moving forward with our goals? Are you interested in that? Or are you just, let me do my own work and be going? Don't be that person. All right? Don't be that person. So be deliberate about sharing what you know for the team to move forward. Okay? Now, I've run through the slides. I know that I joined late and I want to take questions as much as is possible. So, Stella, I think I'm going to call it, wrap it up here. I would like to say that, I'm on Instagram as the Happy Employee Coach, so you can follow me there to learn more. But I want to take questions. So I want to take questions. I really want to answer your questions. I find that is a bit more impactful for people. So Stella, over to you, really. I really want to take questions. Yes.
Thank you so much. It was really an exciting time. We learned a lot, and I'm sure we can see from the chat box, everyone has been putting their learnings, key points, the facts, the nuggets, things they can resonate with, new things that they're learning, that they'll be deploying at the workplace. We really want to say a very big thank you. So much value in a little time, just like Christina said. And I had to even chat her privately to say, I don't think this timing is enough for. But thank you for doing justice. Yeah. Thank you for doing justice to this topic in such a short time, a lot of value. And you can see from the chat box, everyone is excited, everyone has learned, and we are really appreciative of this. So if you have questions, clarifications, something that you're not clear about, please, let's drop our questions. And like I mentioned, only the first 5 questions will be responded to. Okay, great. So I have the first question. And it says, how do I practice these tips effectively while starting a career remotely? I am very young in my career. I'm just starting out and I'm working remotely 100% of the time. And I really want to make an impact. Kindly answer this question, ma'am. And that's a very great one.
Very powerful question, because the remote work world is completely different. So what I want you to do is you're going to have to do a lot more of showing up. Try and make sure that you have video ready for most of your meetings. try to make sure that you are video ready for most of your meetings and try and turn on your video. You see, Yoruba say, Ojulo Rowa. The talk is in the eyes. I don't know, that's as literal as it comes in terms of what that means. That our communication happens mainly from visually what we see. I would say to you, turn on your video most of the time, the video ready. All right? Don't be the last person to join the call. Try and be among the first people to join any meetings you have. Then number 3 point I would say is be upfront about what is important to your boss. So whoever it is you are reporting to, try to be upfront about what is important. By that, engage. Oh, this is remote work. You know, it's really important that we agree upfront. I'd like to know what is important to you. Ask those questions. In a physical interaction, you can observe people and see what they're doing and learn from them. But in the virtual world, you just can't. And let me give you an example. I usually share this when I go to teach. I say to people that, and the questions are many. Let me just share an example and so we can take more questions. And I say to people that I changed units, divisions recently, and one of the people that I met on ground, personally, I have a personal pet peeve, and I own it with my chest. Maybe I will change tomorrow. I don't think that someone saying morning is a greeting. I think that good morning is a greeting, not morning, right? It's personal. And when I came to realize and accept that this thing turns me off, when you say morning, I'm already irritated, even before you tell me anything. So what then happens is for that team member who is telling me morning, before they even say any plenty thing, I'm already irritated because they've said morning, Neka. And morning is not great. So I tell them, anybody else, I say, please, either you say good morning or you say hi, Neka. I'm fine with hi, Neka or hello, Neka, than morning for a reason. Now, I share that to say that for virtual work, you need to be a bit more deliberate to ask questions. You must observe, which is why I said be video ready and engage upfront. That is very critical. If you're going to succeed in the virtual world, you must engage more upfront and be visual, be a bit more visual, and you must ask questions more. All right, let me pause there. Let me see if I can take more questions.
I like the way you answered that question. It was really beautiful. And whoever asked that question, I'm sure you've gotten your response already. Okay, so the next question is from Abraham, and he says, how do you cope with a boss who knows your value and won't even communicate his commendation?
Should I be honest? Ask for feedback.
Yes, please.
Ask for feedback in black and white. So one of the things that some of us do sometimes is that we send out a deliverable to our bosses. We think we've done a great job. When the person reviews it and sends it out, we don't go back to go and check what changes they made and what is different. We don't do that work. If you're going to excel, you must go back and check. You just must go back and check and then ask, oh, I sent this thing to you. I'm not very sure, what you think about it. Can we mute Nafisat? Okay, yeah. I'm not very sure what you think about it, but I'd like to get your feedback. Engage. Ask. I'll share this story. I remember sending an output to a boss. This is many years ago. And then I go home, come back the following day. I work late that day. And then my boss says, oh, what I sent to him was very rubbish. It was very, I say, work that's me. You know how they say in local parlance, you wash your hand to cook soup. Work that I washed my hand to do. You say it was rubbish. So I went and reviewed the person's output. I couldn't see what was so rubbish. I went back to the boss. I'm sorry, I've looked at this thing, but I can't really see what the issue you referred to that was very nonsense. What do you mean? At this level, are you saying that you don't understand what is? I said, maybe Nick, calm down. I left it like a day or two, went back and checked again. I still couldn't see what was wrong. So I went back and I'm like, sorry, your boss, I still haven't seen what was wrong with this piece of work. Person finally tells me, and I share this story a lot. Person finally tells me that the space between my bullet points and the first letter of the text was too narrow. So the person had to make adjustments to expand it all through the report. And I was like, wow. And I said, if you didn't tell me this, I will do the same thing for the next report. And I will know that was an issue for you. Yes, so Christina, I'm telling you the truth. So, and this was something I pushed for feedback over like a 3 or 4 day period. I'm not joking. So I say to you, ask for feedback. Yes, ask. Did this meet your expectations? What would you have liked me to do differently? Ask. Okay? Over to you, Stella.
Thank you for that. I'm sure, Abraham, that has satisfied you already. Another question says, I've been working as an administrative staff in operations in a department I really don't like, and I've had it tough in the last 2 years. I am dealing with imposter syndrome. How do I handle all of that?
You don't like where you work. The question again is, why don't you like it? And let me say why I say it this way. There's such a strong obsession in our world of purpose, finding purpose. It's something that we are called to do. And I'm a person of faith. I'm a Christian. FYI, I'm a pastor's wife. So I'm not even downplaying the importance of it. But I feel like a couple of us are so fixated on this purpose thing that we don't even supposed to find joy in what we are doing today. When I was in the university, I didn't know anything about what the core of the work I do is remuneration advisory, salary advisory. I don't think that there was a skill set called salary advisory anyway. But I put my heart to it and I like my job. So I apologize if I'm breaking any tables. Don't be angry. But please, can we focus first on being excellent at what it is that we are doing? The principles to excel in any department are the same. The principles to excel in any department are the same. So ask yourself, really, what don't you really like? Is it the way they talk to you? Is it the work hours? I think we need to have some engagement with you, to be honest, because we need to unpack what you don't like. Sometimes it's even the people you are listening to that are bad-mouthing the work so much that you pick their hatred for the work as well. When I studied economics and psychology in school, there was nothing around compensation and benefit, salary, and pay design. And I did that for the better part of the last 12 years of my career. So honestly, we need to unpack this question. But I want you to know that sometimes it's really knowing that this is what I am. I owe it to myself and the juniors that I am to put my best into it until I find something else I think I may enjoy. Don't get lost and clogged in this, there's some utopia world where I will find something I really enjoy and I will not be tired of it. Please, don't do that to yourself. So if you want to send me a DM or something, maybe I can respond. I'll try and respond. I try to respond to my DMs. But we need to unpack the why of you not liking your job. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. Christine, I don't know. But I feel like it's something that we need to address, on the issue of not liking the job, Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. So the next question is Ibewiche's question, and it says, how do we genuinely question authority in the right way when things are not going the way the team has planned it?
It's a big question, especially in our climb. If you don't work in an office where you use first name, there's already a problem. It's tough to question authority. It's tough to do all of that. What I would say to you is, I teach people about the heartitude. Heartitude, not attitude, heartitude. Are you questioning from a place of disdain or superiority? Are you questioning from a place of, I want to help? And let me give you an example very quickly. If I'm engaging with my direct supervisor and I think this is a better way of doing something, and the person is not getting it, and I want his or her own boss to intervene, I would stylishly approach the boss. And I will not say, I don't think what this guy is saying or this girl is saying is right. No, I would say, well, we are working on this thing and we are thinking of this or this. What do you think? So I can get their view. Your heart must be in the right place if you're going to be able to engage your boss and provide feedback. If your boss, what comes to mind, honestly, guys, and forgive me if you're not a Christian, it's Proverbs 31, where the Bible says of the woman that her husband's heart doeth safely trust in her. And I say that because if your boss safely trusts in you and your intentions, it's easier for them to listen to you. If your boss safely trusts in your intention, you're not there to usurp them, you're not there to make them look stupid. If they safely trust in you, then it's different. Okay? So that would be my response to that.
Okay, this one says, thank you for that. Some bosses just dislike you, that you cannot impress them, and you don't even know what really happened. How do you handle such boss?
So I will answer it this way. Have you spent time to go understand who this person is? Every human being has their baggage. That's the truth. And it may not be about you. Maybe it's where you are from that is annoying the person. You don't even know. Maybe it's your name. Somebody like that had the same name as you, jilted the person. There are so many things that could be the reason. It's true, Stella. It's true. And some of us as humans, we're not even self-aware enough to even realize that I really don't like this person. But why don't I like this person? It's because of this. You're not even self-aware. To then be able to separate as a boss the person from. So, I will say to you, if you cannot figure it out, pray about it. And if it's not working, leave. Remember that you are genius. You can carry this, your genius, and go somewhere else to be appreciated. But if you try to engage and say, oh, I want you also to be able to work, not that I want you to like me, but I want you also to be able to do work, or I want you to support you in a way that makes you to achieve your goals well. What do you think are the things I should be paying attention to over the next 3 months? If you have that kind of conversation, it would help. Do you understand? And pray about it, right? And if it's not working, please carry your genius to where to be appreciated.
Thank you for that. So you remember that you're a genius and you can contribute your geniusness to any organization. They are waiting for you. So don't just stay there. Thank you so much for that. Another question says, for someone who has lost interest or felt discouraged already because the person's contributions weren't appreciated, how should she begin again to make these things work?
So some bosses struggle with subordinates making presentations or making contributions at a meeting that they are not previously aware of. So you need to understand your boss. Some bosses will prefer that you hint them before the meeting and let them know. If you feel you're not appreciated, do you want to go and sit down with your boss and say, oh, that I think that again, if you know what the critical goals to the, which is why I said, do you know your work? If I can link what I've done today to an important goal for my boss, it helps me get appreciated. If I know what I am doing today that helps my boss to succeed, it changes the way I'm able to engage with my boss. So the language your boss uses to communicate and give instructions, listen. As I said, deliberately observe. If your boss is saying, oh, I really don't like so much time, spending so much time on reviews, especially for sentence construction, before you send a piece of work, pay attention to that. Oh, I really like when, oh, your boss is reviewing something, oh, this is really popping. Your boss is a colorful person. So when you're doing work, use colors. I have done PowerPoint presentations for bosses who they want color green, red, and yellow to be on one slide. And I have people who I've done who just want shades of blue. If you don't pay attention, you will know the difference. And you keep frustrating them. And they will keep saying things like, this is not properly done. Unfortunately, there's sometimes we don't even school managers enough for the person to even be self-aware enough to be able to say to you, oh, I'd rather have shades of blue. It takes a certain level of awareness to be able to communicate that. So sometimes it's a little thing. So you need to, you have work to deliberately observe. I'm telling you, 2 people at the presentation, this person said, fantastic, popping. I send this to another person, say, what's going on here? It's too busy. You must pay attention and use the language that they use in communicating to speak back to them. Try that. I think it will help.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So please pay attention, pay close attention, and to get better. Sometimes it's just the little things that really matter. Thank you for that. The next question is, how do you make yourself visible without being too forward? How do you connect with senior staff?
First, it starts again with your attitude. Are you trying to come off as being better than anybody? Or are you just trying to help the team go forward? This suggestion you want to share, is it really about glorifying yourself so much? Nothing wrong with saying, oh, I do know this stuff, but is that the primary focus? So in meetings, do you raise your hand up to give a suggestion? Do you offer to take minutes, to take notes? Do you think through the agenda before the meeting and prepare how you're going to contribute? These are things that will give you visibility. I mean, for me, many years, it's been a while I've done this, but I used to do spoken word poetry. So I remember us having a town hall at work, and I volunteered to perform. And I just volunteered because I thought it would be funny. And my rep just took a skyrocketing at work. Everybody just seemed to know Neka. Suddenly, I remember performing another time, and my two bosses got up and came to the stage, like, because the whole hall went in an uproar. I was just doing it because I wanted to just do something fun at work. So are you genuinely here to help us contribute? Christina says she can attest to this. Are you here to genuinely help us? Can you help us contribute? Or are you here more about your pockets? I'm an Igbo woman. No. I don't even play that money game. I'm not even here to say money is not important. So don't even get it twisted. I'm an Igbo woman true and true. So don't get it twisted. Don't think I'm saying it because no, I don't play with money. But I'm saying to you, the attitude. Somebody said something, if a tree doesn't allow its roots to go deep, it can't flourish. So if you're a tree and you don't allow yourself to be planted, you go into an office and you're like, I really don't want to be here. You can't flourish. That's the truth. Unfortunately, that's the truth. There are no half measures in this thing.
Thank you. Great words. Very solid. Thank you. The next one says, my team members complain a lot. I don't want to get infected further. How do I work around that?
Run away. Oh, run. Wherever you are, put your two hands on your ears and run. And I'm saying it lightly, but I'm serious, right? I have suffered from doing this. I had colleagues, peers who thought I was being manipulative of my bosses because I seemed to not have any issues with them. I seem. And honestly, it caused issues for me at work, where I had to engage them. And do you know, I remember telling someone that was 2 or 3 in his office, and he said, you cry, it's impossible. I laughed. I said, because when the boss offends me, I don't come and badmouth them and talk to you because you can't do anything about it. You're not going to beat them. So what am I coming to come and tell you? You can't change anything about it. So I either go and, which is why in my book, Who You Should Know to Succeed at Work, I talk about the office bestie, a safe place where you can go and run to, who will correct you. So if you're the one that your head is touching, the person will tell you. But if it's just to go and badmouth the boss, you won't find me there. So a lot of my team members would think that, oh, I didn't have any issues at work. I said, you know, this person has reported me before. This is our boss. This boss that 2 of us report to has reported me to senior colleagues before. They're like, it's a lie. I say, yes. I give you an example. I'm sitting at, just imagine this, Stella. I'm sitting at my table. Early morning, I think I even wore fine clothes to work. And then I get an email from my direct supervisor reporting me to our boss on an issue I had no clue about. As in no heads up, nothing. Right? And I'm thinking, Jesus is Lord. Where do I start? And then while I'm there trying to figure out, hey, Baba, what's going on? This supervisor walks in. And I say, good morning. And I put my desk, my head back, and I'm drafting my reply. I never had a conversation with him about it. I responded, marshaled out my points, why the perspective that was being shared was wrong. And his own boss got the message in between the lines, like, why would you send an email to report me on something without giving me even a one-on-one chance? Like, madam, I heard this, so lady, I heard this, so what's going on? Just an email. I know when you document something, it takes a different conversation. It takes a different turn. So I'm saying this to say to you that, see, when I say the things I'm saying, I'm not saying them because all my bosses have been fantastic people. They are fantastic human beings, but trust me, I have walked some rough waters. I really have walked some rough waters. Don't descend to that. Don't descend to that place where you are about the boss. Avoid it. When they bring the conversation, just say, oh no, guys, we'll talk about consign us. We'll talk how we will take move forward. Redirect the conversation. You don't have to be there, please. For your sanity. Remember what I said, the label you put on your boss affects you more than it affects them.
Thank you. Powerful words. The label they put on your boss affects you much more than it affects them. So please don't join them. Yeah? Flee if you can in that case. Thank you very much for that. Next question is, in a situation where you are employed as a manager, before you came in, someone was playing that role that you are now playing, and the person sees that you are doing well, but is reporting to your boss, and your boss is supporting him against you. What do you do?
To be honest, My first answer is pray.
Mm.
My second answer is go and have a conversation with this person.
Mm.
I'm not here to stop your growth. I'm not against you. I need you to help me succeed. Don't come at the person. And I've been in situations where I've had to have similar kind of conversations. And in situations, those people have had to leave. That's the truth. Some people just can't deal with it. So they've had to leave, right? But I say to you, pray. Let the person feel like you need them as an ally. That's how I want you to do it. But pray. Let the person get another promotion. Let the person get a better job so you can have space. But honestly, that would be my simple answer. Pray about it. Engage the person. Don't let the person feel like you're trying to breathe down their neck and make them feel like they're less. No, don't do that. Hmm?
Thank you very much for that. So do we have any other questions? Because we just have one last question. So we have opportunity for just one more question before we call it a wrap. And this question, I believe you have answered it, but I just want to read it again and then say the answer that I got. And then if you have anything in addition to add, please, you can, ma. It says that a boss who always complains about what you do and hardly praises you when you do well. So for the part where you are not praised when you do well, I think you mentioned that we should ask for that commendation. But about the complaining part, I think I'll just leave that to you, ma.
So if someone keeps complaining, the first thing I want to know is, are they complaining about the same thing over and over again? And you do your best to write it. I did a reel some months back where I said that one of the things that frustrates any boss the most is when they have to repeat instructions. And I have frustrated my boss before like that. I remember one time that my boss would say, this word is supposed to be initial caps. First time, second time, third time, I promised myself that Neka, this guy won't catch me making this mistake again. Usai, I made the mistake again. So what I tell people is have a note, right? So for this report, for the weekly reports, one, two, three, four are things I need to note and review before I send forward. Have it as an email. Have it at the back of your notebook, in your notepad, your iPad, whatever it is. Just notes. This type of output, boss has said I should check 1, 2, 3, 4 before I send. Do that. Okay? Do that. It will help you. And then if you need to, one of the things some of us, like I said, which is why I was very particular about how you view employment. Don't view it like you're subservient, like you are less of a person. Don't do that to yourself. Do you understand? If you do it like I'm a business partner, it will ease your ability to go and engage with your boss. It will ease it, okay?
Thank you very much for that. This question says, what is the role of understanding my boss' personality type in order to get along with them better?
I would suggest two things. My book, Why Your Boss Prefers Your Colleague, and even the one who you should not succeed at work. It will help you to understand why you need to know who your boss is. And if you follow me on Instagram, I share a lot about understanding. See, every human being wants connection. Every human being wants connection. So let me share an example. I was walking out of the bathroom one day and I meet a junior colleague in my immediate team, right? Immediate team on the hallway. And then a third party who is passing observes, you're wearing the same shoe as Neka. Guess what this junior team member says? When I went shoe shopping, I saw these shoes and I thought of Neka. I said I must buy those shoes. Now, how do you think what kind of emotion do you think that stirs in my heart? It's a positive and warm, receptive emotion. Do you understand? So on trying to understand your boss is because, let me say this, I don't think I said this throughout on this call. The primary reason you were hired is to make your boss's work life easier. I don't care what your title is. I don't care what your title is. So I don't care what your title is. So the primary reason you were hired is to make your boss's life easier. If no company hires anybody if they think they can do without them, nobody does that. So the major reason you were hired is to make your boss's life easier. If you understand it, it will craft how you approach them. For those who are asking about my Instagram handle, I've just put it up in the chat room. The Happy Employee Coach. The Happy Employee Coach. All right. And if you follow me on LinkedIn at nekajet3wabi, I usually share different kinds of things on both platforms. So on Instagram, I kind of tend to share about being happy at work, work relationships. On LinkedIn, I tend to share about my journey as a Christian working mom. So it really just depends on what suits you. And yeah. And you can also join my mailing list to get more tips. All right. But yeah. So please approach your work relationship from this perspective. You are there to help this person succeed.
Thank you very much. So this question says, is office bestie really advisable? And I think in addition to that, I'd like to say, what are the values or the pointers to choosing a person as an office bestie?
So in my book, Who You Should Know to Succeed at Work, I talk about who the office bestie is and why it's important. So the criteria is about, I'll just share one. This person must be someone who wants to grow. Listen to me. This person must be someone who wants to grow, who is not just going to work for going to work sake, who really wants. And why do I say this? The content of your conversations will be different if it is someone that wants to grow versus someone who is just coasting and marking time. It's someone who's just coasting and marking time. Everything is gist. Everything is gist to be, to criticize your boss. Hey, does this person want to grow? Are they pursuing their career growth? Do you understand? That's what I would say. So if you want to know more about that, get the book. It's just 1008 Who You Should Know to Succeed at Work. So you can get that. Abraham shared something I find very interesting. Fantastic. Boluti first said the tables. Yeah, I do one-on-one sessions. You can send me a DM on Instagram. But I do them very sparingly because, again, I do have a very busy life. So, yeah. All the table, I didn't intend to shatter too many tables. So.
Okay, so this will be the last question for today. And it says, can some boss-employee relationship be left as just good rather than excellent? Especially when you have tried all your best to make it work. Like, so again, okay, thank you.
It starts from you knowing who you are. That's why anytime I'm asked any question, that's where I start from. If you know who you are and why you were hired, it frames everything that you're doing. If you know that you are genius, if you know that you are a great person, me, maybe I go school, I get a degree. Do you understand? So if you know who you are, it changes, it frames everything, anything anybody's saying to you. It frames it. So if you have tried your best to build a cordial relationship and it's not being reciprocated, you may want to be professional, but ensure that you actually tried. Professional but respectful. Again, I've shared a lot of things today about your attitude, about the way you talk to your boss. I've shared a lot of those things. Pay attention to those things.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This has been such an insightful session, very expository. I mean, the value that has been shared in this short time, I mean, I don't know how much we can pay you for it, but we want to really celebrate you. And I'd like to see a round of applause, some energy in the chat box. If you know that you have learned something, you're a happier employee, your boss will be a better boss, you're going to earn your boss's respect, that your next evaluation or appraiser is going to be an A-star. I want to see that energy in the chat box. Thank you so much. We want to appreciate you. Thank you for the sacrifice. And we pray that this work will continue. And whatever it is that God has placed in your hand will continue to close up. Nothing will die in your hands. Everything you touch receives life. Thank you so much. Thank you. So please do not forget to follow our teacher, our guest, our mentor today on all social media platforms. Happy Employee Coach. You want to check her up on LinkedIn also with her name, Ineka Jetro Irobe. You also want to follow her on Instagram. You want to see how you can join her mailing list so that you get all of this insight. And it's very celebratory. Thank you, Mrs. Shaw, Christina Soname. Thank you for sharing. So you can click on the link and no need to procrastinate. Just follow already. No need to think about it. You have gotten so much value on a free basis. So imagine that you now buy the book. So please find a way to get the book. I'm sure the link or the locations where the book will be available would be on all social media platforms. Please take advantage of it.
Yep.
She has blessed us, and the way to reciprocate, the way you can bless her, is to also buy this material, gift people this material, let them know that this has been a blessing to me and it will be a blessing to you as well. So I want to thank each and every one of us on this call for joining. I want to say thank you to everyone who joined or dropped off at one point or the other due to network. We celebrate you. We appreciate you. At some point, I saw that we're like 80, and I want to thank everyone who told a friend about this. I also want to celebrate Matilda. Matilda reached out to me and said 15 of my friends are on this call. I want to celebrate you. Thank you for going out. Thank you for going all the way. You're truly an evangelist. And for every other person who invited one person or the other, we do not take this for granted. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for engaging. And we hope that you are not just a hearer of this word. I mean, you're not just hearing it, but you're also doing it. You're going to implement everything that you have learned. And like she said, you will definitely get that promotion. You get that next level. Matilda is here. Thank you so much, Matilda. So this is to assure us that if you left at one point or the other, a link to the replay will be sent to your mail. So if you know you registered, yes, you get your gift, Matilda. A link would be sent to your mail. So please look out for it. You can share it with friends. You can also check Christina Soname on YouTube, and you will definitely be able to watch it. And there are other sessions where we've also had Ineka speak to us. You want to also check all our social media platforms to listen to this. She really dealt with the office bestie question that was asked there. So don't forget to follow her. Please follow her and also follow us. We also have a DYP Telegram channel where we have conversations and an accountability support system. So if you're working, you need someone to talk to, you need to unpack, you need to slide into a DM, the DYP Telegram channel is available. The link will be shared in the chat box. So please just join us, and we'll be rounding up in 3 minutes. So please don't be in a hurry. Follow us at Dear Young Professional on Instagram, and on our bio, you would see linked to resources that will bless you. And if you know that this is the first time you're hearing about DYP, like I said, this is a phenomenal community. And what we do is to help people accelerate and grow in their chosen career. So purchase a copy of Dear Young Professional by Christina Soname for practical insights to accelerate your career growth. Visit www.christinasoname.com. It will also be dropped in the comment section. So if you know you're missing all of it, you can actually take a screenshot as well so that you can visit afterwards. And this is to let you know that we always have sessions like this. This is not the first. This will not be the last. We always have sessions like this. So you want to follow us, turn on your notifications so that you would be available you will not miss any of these announcements. And I can assure you that before the end of this year, a better you would emerge on all fronts. We are here for your growth. We're here to support you, and indeed you will blossom. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you. I don't know if Christina has a word for us, but I also want to thank everybody for engaging. Over to you, Christina. Yeah, and thank you, Mr. Show, for forgiving me.
It's the apologies for me. Thank you, everyone. I've actually been asking Matilda, are you based in Lagos? I want to know.
She's in Lagos.
Okay,
I would communicate her details with you.
Oh, okay, you have it. Okay, because we need her address so we can send her a copy of DYP. She's amazing. Really kind of energy. We want to see 15 friends. No. We have to reward that. Matilda, we shall be sending you your copy of the book. All right.
She's well dancing.
Well done to you. Thank you, everybody. That'll be all. Let's release so we can rest. The planned stop time is 9:30. So thank you, everyone, for being here. Join the Telegram channel, and yes, you'll get the replay in your email, the link to the replay as well. Listening a second time is always valuable. There's a lot more value we'll be sharing in the community for the rest of this month within the Telegram channel. So join us. Is a channel. So every time you come there, you can just read through all the insightful things that have been shared at your own convenience. So you don't want to miss that. All right, that's all from me. Stella, please do the final good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And please don't just hear these words. Find a way to implement them. And a very big thank you to everyone who reached out to someone in their community to say, oh, I was blessed, come for this meeting. I think I should even celebrate myself as the biggest evangelist because I invited Matilda. So Matilda brought 15 other people and I can see my other friends. So I also want to celebrate each and every one of you. So please, next time, we always have a gift for anyone who is going to invite somebody. So please keep adding value. These are the ways that you can, be a light to your community. Don't just grow alone, share the light with other people. Thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate you from all of us. Follow us on all social media platforms and share your testimonials with us. Don't forget to also make a link of what you have learned on LinkedIn. Say, these are my learning points, put the flyer, tag us, and we would also respond. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. From all of us at DYP, we celebrate you. Have a great night. Cheers.
I don't go wedding tire. Many Saturday you don't pass, and I never marry. Oluwa provide mo. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ mi ń kọ́lé, wọ́n bí mọ́lé mọ́ o. Èmi náà fẹ́ yayọ̀, Olúwa dá mi lóhùn o. Mama jẹ́ kẹ́nìbọ̀dì bèrè pé mo lọ lọ́rùn mi wá o. No put me to shame o. Ẹ jọ̀wọ́ bàbá, answer my call o. Mama jẹ́ kẹ́nìbọ̀dì rí tèmi wí, kọ́ má rí tèmi sọ o. I look up to you o. Answer my call o. Bàbá God o. Èmi náà fẹ́.
I'm here for the after party.
We didn't tell them. Bye, everybody.